What is up, everyone, and welcome back for another cooking edition. I know what you're thinking. Two things. What are we cooking today? And two, what the heck is he wearing? I don't know what day it is for you guys, but today it is Tuesday and it is my favorite day. It is Taco Tuesday, and we are going to whip up some healthy, hearty tacos for all of you guys. So let's get all the ingredients ready and let's get ready to start cooking. Alright guys, now that I'm all comfortable without my taco suit on, more limber, let's get to cooking. So let me explain to you guys what we are going to be making. For the main protein today, we got chicken. You can use whatever type, if you'd rather use a whitefish or salmon, totally up to you. But we are going to do a tequila and lime with a seasoned chili mixture on this chicken. It sounds complicated, but I'm going to show you exactly how easy that is going to be. The next thing that we are going to do, we're going to grill some corn today. We're going to season it with kind of a chili mixture. And I'll show you how we're going to do this one. We're going to do both the chicken and corn on the grill today. Then as another side addition, we are going to do a fajita mix to go with our taco. It's just some peppers and some onions, red and yellow. And then to finish it off, we are going to go with a black bean mixture, and we are also going to do some cilantro and lime rice to go with everything to kind of complete everything as a whole. So go ahead, get everything going. All right guys, the first thing that we're going to want to do is we are going to want to get our rice ready. For this one, I had just bought a brown wild rice mixture just because it was on sale. If you guys don't want to be that extravagant, you can always just use regular white rice for that. We are going to put that on the stove, let it boil, reduce it down to a simmer, and then turn off the heat. Like we learned the first time, if you are ever confused on what to do, consult the back of that package and it will tell you everything that you need to do on how to cook it, how much water, and how much rice to make it perfect. For the black beans, you got two options. I bought mine just in a bag, and I had been boiling mine, and then I let it kind of sit overnight in the fridge after I boiled it. If you do not want to do all this work, by all means you can get the can of black beans, but please get the low sodium kind. We don't need all that salt in our diet. We're working out every day. We want to keep that blood pressure low. We want to keep our bodies healthy, and we do not need to add all that salt into it. So go ahead and get those things started, and we're going to hop on the chicken next. All right guys, now that we got the rice and beans going, we are going to work on the chicken marinade. So first things first, we are going to get those chickens drunk. We are going to put, we'll go with 3 tablespoons of any choice of tequila. It does not have to be the expensive stuff. Whatever you got handy. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to take 1 lime. First thing we are going to do is zest that lime. We are going to get about the whole lime, and you just have to lightly do this. You don't have to go crazy and get it till you see that it's white, just a little bit all around. After that, we're going to cut that lime in half, and we are going to squeeze that lime. And if your lime is difficult like mine, just kind of roll it out on the table before you squeeze it, and that'll kind of loosen it up, and that'll kind of allow more of those juices to fall out. Nice. Now that we got that zested, I have my universal fajita spice mix. I will go ahead and post it underneath the video. But basically all we got here is chili powder, we got some garlic powder, we got some cayenne pepper for a little spice. Don't need it if you're not a big spice person. Ground cumin, we got some onion powder, and just a little bit of black pepper. And this one, if you want to, you can just do the chili powder. There's a lot of spice already in chili powder alone. So if you're not a big spice person, just go ahead and leave it at that. And this one, this will make, about 6 tablespoons. And we're gonna put about maybe 3 tablespoons in here. And no, there is no salt in here. Why? Because we are going to control that sodium at all times. I am going to put the salt in here when I am ready to cook it. But if you guys want a little extra flavor, you guys can put that salt in there now. It is totally up to you. And like we're gonna do last time, we're gonna get our hands just a little bit dirty, and we're gonna mix that around until we get even coating of that spice all over the chicken. So go ahead and do that, and we'll put the chicken to the side to let it marinate for a little bit, and we'll get started on the fajita mix and the corn. All right, guys, now that we're on to the veggies, we're gonna go ahead and cut these up. And these, I just sliced this bell pepper in half. And I just take out the little insides. Always keep the little bag that I had them in close by. That's just my little trash bag. What we're going to do is we're going to lay it kind of on its stomach side. This would be its back side, stomach side, so it doesn't move around as much. And we are just going to slice these. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. The queen's not coming into town. No one special. We're just eating this for lunch, or we're cooking this for the kids. They'll wolf it down anyway, so they're not going to care if one side is bigger than the other. So we're just going to get a nice slice. Wash your fingers, of course, as always. And we are going to throw it all. I put everything in a big bowl. One thing that you will notice about my bowl, it has a lot of color in it. We got orange bell pepper, red bell pepper, yellow. We got yellow onion, and I am about to cut up this red onion for this. So for these, I just give it about one slice down the middle. If you're not a big fan of any of these, you can go ahead and substitute it for something else, or if you just don't want any peppers or onions at all, go ahead and throw it to the side. Don't even use them. So for this one, same thing, just peel off that top layer, cut it on the other side, and go ahead and cut into it, and let the tears flow. And whether you're crying because the onion is strong, or because you're thinking about all the burpees we had you do, or you're having flashbacks of Grace's boot camp, whatever it may be, just let those tears out and make sure you do not cut yourself, and be careful. Nice. And go ahead and throw everything into the bowl. And that is all you have to do. Set these aside, and we will come back to these in a bit when we cook them on the pan. All right, guys, now that those fajita mix are done, we're gonna move on to the corn. So first thing, go ahead and chuck your corn, peel everything off. If you already bought it and it was kind of torn off and it's just ready to go, perfect. So what we're gonna do is you wanna get a little paper towel, and what we are gonna do is we are gonna dab it in some olive oil. Yes, olive oil, no vegetable oil. We want good fats. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna spread it all on the corn. We want to get an even coating. And if you need to dip it back in to get a little more in there, that is totally fine. And after that, once we got it all the way around, we're going to come back to that universal seasoning that we made earlier, and we are going to season around the corn. And you can go a little crazy if you like spice, or if you don't like as much spice, you can just hit it with a little salt and pepper. And all I did was rip off 4 square sheets, and I'm going to wrap my corn in them. The aluminum foil, because I'm going to put it on my grill. And you can wrap this up however you like. There's no real specific way. I just kind of crinkle it up. And when we go to turn on the grill, we are going to put these on the top shelf if you have a little shelf that hangs over the grill. If not, we are going to put it kind of towards the grill to where we have the little knobs, so right in the front where there's not a lot of heat, so that way it will cook. All right, everyone, now we're going to get into the action. We're going to practice our multitasking. So I got the rice and the beans pretty much ready to go. I'm going to start the fajita mix. We want to get a big pan, as big as one that you got. We're going to put a little bit of oil in there. We're going to go for about 1-2 tablespoons right there, and just kind of let it heat up. We want to kind of, same thing as the chicken, we want to make that sizzle noise as it hits the pan. So let that heat up for just a second. Have your peppers in hand, ready to go. If you're ever confused and you're like, I don't know if it's ready yet, throw a little pepper in there. If you see it and you hear it start to buzz, go ahead and throw everything else in there. Because we want it to be hot, because we are putting cold ingredients in there, and it will lower the temperature of the pan. So especially when we put everything in that we just did. And don't worry. I know you're like, oh, it's too much. It all will cook down eventually, become smaller. While that's going, I'm going to have you guys finish up your beans and rice so they're ready to go. So basically what we do, I have my beans over here. ignore the little fly like fresh. So I got a little juice left over from when I cooked it. I want that in there. I'm going to turn this back on the heat. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to season these beans with that universal spice mix that we had made earlier. And the next, what I want you guys to do is take your favorite can of salsa, and we're going to open it up. We've been doing all those pearls for a reason. We want that grip strength good. We are going to pour half to a quarter of your salsa into this bean mixture. And we're going to let it heat up, and we're going to let it mix together. So go ahead and just give it a stir. And this is going to be our chili beans. And go ahead and just kind of keep tasting it. And if you like the flavor of it, go ahead and just put the lid on it and let it sit and chill. If you think it needs a little more seasoning, by all means add more seasoning to it. Or if you think it needs a little bit more of a kick, add the rest of that salsa to it. So while we got this just kind of sitting there waiting out, my rice is ready. And this one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fork and I'm just going to spread it around. I'm going to fluff the rice up. And if you want to, you can give it a taste and kind of see if it's ready. And it's ready. Remember, you're not cooking for anyone. This is that home meal, so you can always just use whatever you got next to it. What we're going to need is half of a lime. Squeeze half of that lime into the rice. Nothing special, nothing crazy. Squeeze it in there. And that is half of a lime. And then I have about a fourth of a cup of chopped cilantro. Put it all in there. Go back to that same fork. And we are going to mix this back up. And we did this early because I want all of these ingredients to marinate in that rice and kind of get soaked up just a little bit more. So while that's sitting, you can always go ahead and give it a try. Make sure it's got enough lime flavor and enough cilantro in there for you. If it doesn't, squeeze the other half of the lime in there, or take that same lime and kind of re-juice it just to fortify that flavor. And add more cilantro if you need to. And if you want to, you can hit it with that universal spice. I think this one's good the way it is, so I'm going to leave it as is. And I'm going to cover it back up so it doesn't get cold. And these two are finished and ready to go. Unless you think that these beans need more seasoning or need a little bit more time to cook, by all means, go ahead and get that going. Fajitas are still cooking. They're looking good. Give it a couple tosses. Oh yeah. If you see it start to brown up, that's exactly what we want. Alright guys, now we're on to the most important part, the chicken. So what we're going to do is I got my corn. It's been heating up with the grill. I got it on a high heat. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit low because I'm about to throw that chicken on there. And we got our chicken that's been marinating in the seasoning and in that lime. And we're just going to throw these bad boys on whole. I kind of put mine, just kind of let them go wherever you want. I like to put mine at a 2 o'clock angle. So if you were to like to get those nice hash marks, we go from, if I was to look at a clock, we go from this 2 o'clock hour to this 10 o'clock hour. So I got mine on the 10 right now. I had it reversed. So 10 to 2, and that'll give you those nice little hash marks. So we're going to lay this chicken down here. If you don't have the ability to have someone come out and grill the chicken, you can do this ahead of time, or you can just go ahead and throw this in the oven if you'd like. But let the corn sit up top, let it cook. You can move it down towards the bottom after you flip the chicken and it's almost ready to kind of give it that little char flavor. Alright guys, now the fajita mix is looking good. And no, this is not how we are going to leave it. I like it tested nice and dark. So we're going to finish it up. This is the last and final step. The chicken is finishing up on the grill. Everything else is ready to go. The beans are ready. The rice is ready. The corn is becoming ready. So I'm going to hit it with the last little bit of my seasoning left. Every last bit. After that, we are going to hit it with the other half of that lime. And then to finish off, we're going to hit it with just a little bit of that salsa to just add another little depth of flavor. So we'll use the other half of the can. And if you're not a big fan of the salsa, you can always hit it with a little bit of hot sauce if you want it to be a little bit more spicy or kind of have more of a kick to it. But I kind of like mine like this. So I just have the bell peppers in here, some lime, the rest of the seasoning, and the salsa. It's going to cook down. And it only needs maybe about another minute or so. Alright everyone, now that the chicken is grilled, the corn is grilled, we are ready to finish it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over and we got our beans ready, we got the cilantro rice ready, and we have the fajita mix ready. So what we can do is we have two options. We can either chop all that chicken up, throw it in that fajita mix, stir it all around, or you guys can do it how I did it. This is just for presentation purposes, you know, gotta make it fancy. Got the rice, beans, fajita mix on top of the sliced chicken and corn on the side. So just grab your tortillas and enjoy. If not, go ahead and just eat it like this. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Let us know if there's anything that you want us to do, and we will do it for you guys. Thank you so much.